Alright, I want to talk about the Sparking Zero crash out. There's been conversations about whether content creators will be able to eat off of this game or won't be able to eat off of this game. I've been seeing this conversation thrown out, which is crazy to sound, by big creators saying, oh, it's gonna be hard to eat off of this game because of XYZ. Now, I'm not even gonna lie, these people have been around the community for quite some time, and to hear them say this is a little bit interesting. From Storm to various Dragon Ball games, I've seen various people be able to eat off of the shit. Now, granted, back then it wasn't as many people trying to do it, but I will say this. Because there's so many people trying to do something, there's also a lot of people who don't know how to do it effectively, which means, yes, from a numbers game, yeah, you might have a lot of competition, but realistically, you have the same competition you had back then because it's usually the same people who are capitalizing and know what to do. PS360 on the 19th on Twitter said, to the content creators that are feeling down about Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, especially the smaller guys, even though the game has been spoiled to hell and back a month out, don't let yourself be discouraged. Put the work in regardless. This will be some of y'all moment. Unk out. Yeah, there were some people that commented, most notably, the one that I saw that I thought makes the most sense is Naruto Explained. He says, pretty much, if you're going into that niche, just create, see what content is working, see how you can do it differently and better, and put in the work. All it takes is one video to start a binge watch. He is right, but for anybody who's starting, I hate to say it, but the amount of time it takes to build on something when you aren't educated is going to take a lot longer. Some people who are in the community that are at 1 million plus, they've been doing this for over 10 years, or it took them several years before they got somewhere anywhere significant. Rhymestyle started uploading on YouTube in like 2011. He didn't start to really blow until like 2015 up. Afro started, I want to say like around 2014. Yeah, granted he had a less time, but everyone has a different amount of time it's going to take for them to blow up. Some people, it might take them 10 years, other people might take them 5 years. Regardless, you're going to need to have a good understanding of how content works, how to create content, what works for you, and what is your thing that gets people to watch. So then next, Globku had quote tweeted and he said this: I was privileged to play the game early and still have lots of content to show. However, there is so much I want to do with the game that wasn't possible with this event. Custom battles are an infinite hub of content. Online is basically untouched. Just get creative. I see what they're saying, but it goes back to my thing of, but what does that mean? Oftentimes when people are thinking about content, they're thinking about, oh, you showed off all the gameplay, all the characters, but we know damn well that's not really it. If you want a real way to grow on a platform, you have to be able to analyze, well, what category of game are you playing? Then maybe look at other people who played similar fighting games and see what they did to grow and try to see if that can be replicated in your own style. That's just an example of something that you could do. Oftentimes big creators aren't going to tell you the secret sauce, but I'll tell you guys, and you want to know why? Because I know half the people watching this video that do want to do content aren't going to do it, or they're not going to want to do it. I did a live stream the other day and I said, you want to know some of the most obvious type of content people are going to make is tutorial how to breakdown of the characters to the extreme. People don't want to do that, but that's evergreen content. If there's an update on the game that changes their moveset, now suddenly you can make updated moveset on the character, how they play, and it's relevant. People have done this in Street Fighter, Tekken, various fighting games that have come out, so it's a proven track record that it works. It's just people want fast views. People want to do what the big creators are doing, and that's why when the big creators give advice, they're not going to tell them all that shit. Well, one, because they might want to do that shit, but two, because it's kind of a waste of time, so they just give them general advice. Shonen Games had added to the conversation, and he said, to add to this, small or mid-sized content creators should make a list and write things down you can cover that you think you will do well, and also content that you have that make you stand out. Balance low effort videos and videos that take a long time to complete so that at launch you aren't overtaken by those that got a head start. It's not over, but admittedly it's going to be tough for everyone that didn't get VIP access to the game. And quite frankly, it's true, right? If you're not very creative or if you're not someone who just, if you're someone who just got on this platform, you're probably gonna think like, wow, there's nothing to cover. But again, like I said, you gotta do research. Shonen basically saying, bro, you gotta sit there and actually plot this shit out, because to these big creators, this is their job. They not playing around. They're going to make the bag. If you want to be on the same playing field as them, besides getting games early, you have to look at it as a business. What can I do to stand out? Look at McDonald's, look at Burger King, Wendy's. I love saying this, but when Wendy's had the 4-for-4 deal, guess who copied them and said, what can we do to do it better? They added a freaking cookie and kept the price of $4. They did this for a bit and then they don't do it anymore. But regardless, or remember when Popeyes came out with the chicken sandwich, guess what all the other companies started trying to do? We got a chicken sandwich too. And they was advertising that shit because it's like, well, the chicken sandwich, Chick-fil-A not the only one. But they did that because advertisement. You gotta know how to advertise yourself in order to get the shit. Somebody then responded to Shonen and said, yo, the only untouched content is user created fights and level player filled tournaments. But fuck it, ball it up top. Then Shonen said, nah, there's still stuff untouched, but it's high effort bracket. Creators should focus on less effort content that will bang instead of starting an idea that will take hours to finish. I just want to add to that and say that creators who are starting in this niche or want to make content, just make content. Start making content, a mixture of things that might take less than an hour or maybe a few hours, but you primarily just want to play the game. You need to be doing a mixture of something called help content, hub content, in order to really get your bearings. You're not going to blow up on this game 9 times out of 10 if you don't already have a frame in place, and if you don't have a good understanding of content, just don't waste your time thinking, yeah, I'm about to blow up on this game. If you have 1,000 or maybe up to 10,000, this could be the game, and if you have over that, bro, you should have a good understanding of what to do when it comes to this content shit. I know President Rose was talking a little bit about like how content creators might grow or whatnot when it comes to this game.
I've been seeing a lot of content creators talk about smaller content creators not making it because of content on Sparking Zero and whatnot. All right, I'm gonna tell y'all the real answer though, bro, because I feel like everybody lying to you. I'm lying. They're lying to you. If you're this is a content talk right now. All right. Everybody keep talking about you got to be creative or, oh, make a better video or do stuff like that. The way that these bigger content creators set this up, it hurt a lot of smaller content creators, including myself. And we know that Globku, Romstyle, and I think 4 other content creators got the game, and they've been putting out leaks on the game, such as all character gameplays, such as tournament mode. We saw the menu, we saw, you know, dodging mechanics, everything. All right, so we saw everything. The way they set this up for the rest of this month for smaller content creators is relying on them. They are in the best position they could be for right now. Now, I'm pretty sure they're smart enough to have a month of content of the game footage they got, and they gonna drop a video every single day. If you gonna watch Romstyle video, why would you come watch my video for it? It's just delusional. They set this up so perfect and they lead where it's kind of impossible to do good this month in Sparking Zero for smaller content creators. Your best bet is to stream. That is the key. If you're a content creator and you want to grow on here, bro, and want to be big in Sparking Zero, your best bet is to stream. And I'm gonna tell you why it's to stream. They don't stream. That is the #1 thing. Now, if they did stream, we just out of luck. We're done. If they do stream, they stream on Twitch or somewhere else. Or they only stream when it's big live events. If you stream every day and get to your point, bro, you are perfectly fine. I'm telling you. I am telling you, stream. You have to build a connection with your viewer, bro. If you're not gonna stream, you don't want to do streaming, or you don't got the equipment to stream, and you only can do strictly videos, the only way you're going to make it, if you have beautiful edits, a yeller, just be screaming or some weird stuff, or you just really want to take it that far, be really good at the game. I forgot to say that. If you're really good at the game, or you just got very good edits and you know how to use Photoshop and stuff like that, I mean Premiere Pro or whatever y'all use, then you good. I think you have a chance. Bro, if man, y'all would not know me like that if I didn't stream. Let's just say I strictly did videos and never streamed. Oh, that's just P Rose. Asura is a perfect example, bro. none of us would take Asura serious, bro. He streams every day. That's how you kind of know who he is. Like, oh, Asura's live. When I get in his chat and see how he is and start role playing and stuff, oh, he cool. Oh, let me check him out. Makai is another one though. Makai, he stopped on the streaming a little bit. I don't know why you stopped, but you were streaming. You see the stuff pop up more. That's what I'm saying. They kind of give us a cheat code a little bit. Don't think I'm taking this disrespectful to the other content creators, but it's the truth. They don't stream in a type of way because I don't think they know how to entertain for that long.
He believes that you gotta stream, and if you're not streaming, you're not doing your shit. If people don't already know of you or whatnot, it's gonna be harder for you. You're gonna have to stand out, or hey, maybe you can get the game early and you could do some crazy shit, but we'll see. Then next, Ndakuba, this was like back on September 6th. He says, smaller creators, now is the best time to work your magic in the Dragon Ball community. Dragon Ball Sparking Zero is the game that's going to feed generations, so take advantage of this and show the world what you're made of. Don't think for a second that the big creators got everything on lock. You're unique, so bring your uniqueness to the table and make some incredible content. Experiment with all sorts of ideas you may have for content, and most importantly, have fun with it. We're on the same grind, so let's all eat together. While I get what he's saying, again, the big creators have to look at this as a business. How are they going to generate money? So they're not looking at this as simply fun, but also business, their job, their livelihood. So they already have a different mindset. The creators who look at it just simply as fun, but you want to be a big creator, you want this to be your job, unfortunately, you can't look at it as just simply fun. You gotta, like Shonen, write down ideas, write down shit. I'm saying research, look at people in other non-anime niches, but maybe fighting games, see what type of content they do, see if it's something that you can replicate, or see if it's even been done in the anime space. If it hasn't, do that. If it's something that you could do, just do it. Then we had another creator, Berkule. He said, I said this before, Sparking Zero is going to create a lot of full-time content creators that are going to make stupid amounts of money. I ain't gonna lie, where are they pulling these numbers out of their ass? Like, how do they know for sure? But whatever. He says the possibilities of Sparking Zero has for content is insane, dude. So many smaller channels are going to pop off because of this. I ain't gonna lie, I think a handful of content creators are going to do fairly well. They're the big people and the small people, but I don't think loads of them are going to just pop off. And it's only based upon, like, is this going to be a game where you're watching like less than 5 people and then that's it? Or is this going to be a game where you really want to watch a lot of people? Because I ain't gonna lie, the lead up to Sparking Zero has had a lot of people watching content, but it hasn't really felt like a community. It felt more like a Royal Rumble. And big creators are pretending to be like, yeah, no worries, everything's fair. No, the fuck it's not. Even Slow Plays, you know, he had to say something about this, and he agrees with Ndakuba. He says everyone wanting to get into content creation, especially in the Dragon Ball community, has the perfect opportunity now with Sparking Zero. Lots of new faces will start emerging once this game drops, so be sure to give it a chance and have fun. Once again, stop telling that they can have fun with this game if they also want to be a full-time content creator. Yes, the two can be interchangeably, but when people go to work, do you think they go to work because they having fun or because they trying to make money in their livelihood? Most people want to do content because they perceive it as fun. If I'm a big creator and I'm trying to big up the smaller creators, I'm gonna tell y'all straight up, you gotta look at it as a business. If you're not looking at it as a business and you don't have a passion, that's a better word, not fun, passion. If you don't have a passion for this shit, don't waste your time investing time and energy into this, because if you do get big, then you're not going to enjoy this shit. So instead of saying fun, tell them have a passion for this. That way you can use the passion, invest the time and energy needed so that you could potentially grow in this community. There are going to be some new faces that emerge. I don't know how many, but it's likely to occur. No disrespect, but this just my opinion. And then we had the boy Janemba 8000. He had to say something about this too. Now he said something a few days ago on the 17th. He said, I both agree and heavily disagree. When there is an oversaturation of a product or market, it becomes much harder to stand out. All views aren't equal either. If 40 creators are uploading content, all 40 aren't going to get the same views. Some of the big creators paid their dues by constantly creating content or uploading to help build the base and familiarity, and doing so for years. Even bigger ones get advantages by getting gameplay clips or early stuff, which objectively presents an advantage in content creation. He's right. There are some things hard work and uniqueness alone cannot overcome. Not everyone can become successful in the field, which is true, and that's okay. Just like how not everyone can be good at every job or field, which is true. As time goes on, people who are extremely good at the game, extremely knowledgeable, very good at editing or doing custom stories are those who I feel stand the best chance at gaining success in the long run, aside from established creators. And this is probably the best response I heard from someone who's 100K plus. That was the best response I heard. Basically saying like, y'all not going to all blow up off of this shit. Just because there's X amount of creators doesn't mean y'all all about to get the same views. Not everybody. Like for instance, if you think for a second someone like Afro is gonna get the same amount of views as say President Rose, you crazy. Now it's possible that President Rose could blow up and then start getting views, but initially no one should realistically be expecting to pull the same numbers. That was no shade towards President Rose. President Rose, I feel like got an opportunity with this game, and honestly, I'm gonna be watching. I'm gonna be on my grind too, but I'm gonna be watching too. So let me put it like this: if you're a content creator, you're watching this video, the number one thing that you need to be doing, if you haven't, is start uploading already. Make sure your tags and shit, you know how to do that. Make sure you know how to make thumbnails, duh. Make sure you know how to edit. You don't have to be the best, but make sure you have an understanding of that stuff and start researching. Maybe start streaming. Do something before the game comes out. When the game comes out, start looking to see what areas aren't the big creators covering, or what stuff are people covering but they're not putting enough out that you believe you could put more out. Just because you believe you can do a higher quality thing doesn't necessarily mean that other people will see it as higher quality. So if you say that person's good at the game, I'm better than them, sometimes people don't watch people just because they're better at the game. And I hate to say it, but just because you are great at a game doesn't always translate to views and money. So keep that in mind. And if you guys do want to see me give more thoughts and shit when it comes to this whole content creation for Sparking Zero, then let me know, and then perhaps we can do a stream on this. If you made it to the end of this fucking yap sesh, I ain't gonna lie, you are a real one. And that's it. I'm Makai saying I'll catch you guys later. What, yo?